Hello, my goddesses, and welcome to another cast. So, if you didn't know, this is another Vampire Rose Princess cast series. Now, I'm gonna just make this a series, guys. I'm gonna make this a series because I constantly keep making characters. It's like, I will let you guys know if the last one will be the last one, in case if I make another one. So, what we have here, who I'm creating right now, her name is Christy Sorensen. This is her. I'm creating Christy Sorensen. She is a very feminine woman. Christy looks very sophisticated. She is very sophisticated. She is. But the thing is, she's a really huge music lover. She has these big, large brown pupils. And she's just an all around very, good person. She has good vibes. She's very sweet. She loves music. She likes playing the piano and the violin. The guitar, not so much. That's not her go to. But her piano is definitely her go to when she's feeling sad or when she's feeling depressed. She's always playing the piano. And Azor is like always kind of like standing behind her, watching her play, listening to Christy and her music. It's just, oh, y'all, I love it. I love it so much. I do love it. Um, it is very nice. That her and Azor share such a very special relationship with each other. These two will go hard for each other. They would like literally ride to die for each other. They are the true ride to die. It's like they are the true ride to die couple. They would ride and die for each other. They would fight anyone that hurts or harms them. They would literally die for each other, and their love is just that strong. They've been together for over 3,000 years to be exact. They've been together for so long. It's crazy, but if your love like that can last a lifetime, then there is such thing as true love, because what they have is true love. And for Christy here, she is very feminine. She's a very feminine person. I'll describe her a little bit of her life on Earth. So when she was cast down on Earth, of course she's the reincarnate. She is the reincarnation of Petals, because that's her, basically her. That's who she truly is. Her rose guardian name is Petals. So on Earth, while she was growing up, Christy at the age of 12, she always been attracted to women. She's always been attracted to other girls in her school, and she's never truly been herself until she was a freshman in high school. She was really afraid that people would like make fun of her and stuff like that. And when people did find out she was a lesbian, a lot of people like treated her so funny and so differently. They were just like, "Oh wait, you're a lesbian? Oh, well, aren't you like supposed to be like this way or that way?" And Christy's like, "No, this is who I am. Just because I'm a lesbian doesn't mean I'm masculine. Like, I'm feminine as well. I'm very feminine. I love my dresses, my heels, my skirts, my makeup. I love being girlish." And I think that's what really got on Christy's nerves. They thought just because she was like a black lesbian, like that meant that she was supposed to be masculine. Like, just because you're a lesbian doesn't mean you're masculine. That's just dumb. Um, so Christy had a little bit of trouble with that. Kind of getting made fun of at school, because people kind of like picking at her and stuff like that because she was a lesbian. But the thing is, she was okay with that. She's like, if I gotta get made fun of because one, I'm feminine, and two, I'm a lesbian, so if you're willing to make fun of me for that, well, it is what it is. So, and she just went on her life just being true to herself. With Azor for how the way she came out, Azor just told everyone. She's just like, people like, she didn't just like come out and just say that she was. When people always ask her, she just like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. So I mean, like, so what? Azor is a very, I think one of her traits is very self-assured. So she's a very confident person. I mean, unlike Christy, that took a while to come out, because there are people that take a while to come out because of people, what they say. Azor just like, I'm a lesbian. Okay, so what? You're gonna make fun of me. You can go ahead and make fun of me. I really don't care. This is who I am, and you got a problem with that. You gonna have to take it with somebody else, because I'm not with that. I'm not with that. So, goodbye. Exit stage left. I'm fine with who I am. And, that's how Azor was on Earth. Azor's, her actual real name is Thorn, because she is a Rose Guardian. That is her actual name. But her alter name is Azor. What's her last name again? Ralstone. Yes, that is her Ralstone. Azor have always been like that. Always been a tomboy at a young age, until she actually she's always had an attraction for women since she was in I think in the 6th grade, I believe. She's always had an attraction for girls in her school, always had an attraction for women. And she, her parents thought, I mean, her Earth parents, they thought it was like a phase, and Azor told them that it's really not a phase, and this is who I really am. They blew up, and they didn't want to mess with Azor after that. So, like, every time, like, Azor will, like, bring some of her, like, her friends over, especially if they were girls. Like, her parents would always say, like, some slick stuff in front of her friends, and she was just like, you know what? I've been patient with this long enough, but if this is how you guys are gonna treat me for who I am, then I don't have to stay here. And Azor left home when she was 16. I guess she was just really, really tired of it. She stayed with her grandparents. Her grandparents really didn't care that much. They're like, we don't care. As long, this is your life, and if this is who you are, then it is what it is. We ain't got no control over that. This is who you are. This is how the way you were born. Okay, so what? We don't care. So Azor stayed with her grandparents for a long time. Christy's parents, on the other hand, they were really slowly, they kind of weren't that accepting of Christy being a lesbian, because they've always thought of the stereotype of lesbians as they're masculine, they're always wearing men clothes and all this other stuff. So they're really shocked that Christy was a lesbian, and they're like, lesbians look completely different. And Christy, like, I can't be a lesbian and be girly at the same time. I have to fit a stereotype for you guys to believe I'm like some sort of lesbian. Even if I wasn't a lesbian, I was just a tomboy and I liked wearing guy clothes. Like, when you say otherwise, like, it really didn't make sense for Christy. Like, people were just so shocked that she was a lesbian. I'm like, is it because I like wearing dresses and wearing makeup and stuff? Is that why? Because it shouldn't even be that deep to the point people are looking at me differently. It's like, okay, all right, just just don't even go there. And Christy told her parents, don't go there, just don't. And you know, Christy's parents slowly started accepting her as who she really was. They slowly accepted her, and Azor as well. When Azor, uh, Azor and Christy met each other at a university. It's a really very high class university. I guess it's like a boarding school of some sort. So that's where they first met there. um, until they both realized they were like Rose Guardians because of another issue that happened. But I'll get into that like in another video probably. So how did Christy and Azor met? Well, it was a long time ago. Like I said, guys, back like 3,000 years ago. In Euphania, Christy was a piano player. She usually plays for Queen Arenity for special occasions and stuff like that when they're throwing grand parties and stuff. And Azor was a guardian for Queen Arenity to guard the castle. And one night, Azor was guarding the castle and she heard music playing out of a hall, and that's when she saw Christy playing music. She thought it was the most beautiful sound that she's ever heard. And then, you know, Christy felt somebody watching her. So when they turned around and they looked to each other's eyes, it was love at first sight, and they've been together since then. If the other one died, I think they wouldn't even know what happened to one of them. I think they would probably die with them. It's like a Romeo and Juliet story, but with two girls. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I really do like this couple. They are very unique. Their backstory is very beautiful, and I'm probably gonna do more, you know, casts with, you know, telling backstories of my characters. Let me know what you guys think about these two. These two are very loving. You know, Azor adores Christy to death. She adores her. She literally worships Christy, and Christy does the same in return. So I will see you guys in my next video. Later, my goddesses.